right, this is our second figure we're going to do of the couple. It's going to be the lady, the little immigrant lady. And in a way, just going to kind of do this right here. Kind of draw that in there. This is where her face will be, of course. But she's not very difficult to do. She's pretty simple. What it is, she has a shawl on, and her face will be like this. Now, let's first of all go down to the feet down here, and let's kind of cut away that just a little bit. Let's just kind of just take it easy here. We're just gonna kind of get this stuff going here. And of course, this is where her arms, her hands will be coming out, and I'm going to kind of cut that a little bit. Cut that away. I hope everybody is well. We have a panic on our hands with this coronavirus. People are buying everything up in the stores and stuff. It's getting crazy. But that too will pass. This is just, this is what people do. This is the panic that the government puts us in at times. Please don't panic. Please don't. Panic is worse than... As a Christian, I have to say, God says, you know, fear is not of the Lord. So don't panic. But people, the media wants us to panic, so they're just happy that we would all panic, and they're stirring so much of this up. But that's what they want. They can get people to panic, then they won't be satisfied with what the world is right now. So you can see that by the stock markets. Okay. I'm just getting the shoes here, getting the shoes down, kind of getting them lined out. You want to be careful as you work on these shoes. See, a lot of people are not used to panic. We are in this area because we have hurricanes. And we're used to people panicking and buying up all the gas when a hurricane comes, and buying up all the bread and milk and all that stuff. I put a little something on Facebook today about, I was talking to a couple the other day, and they were talking about, you know, and bottled water is going fast on the shelves and you can't find it. And they asked me, they said, what are we going to do? We can't you know, if we don't have any water to drink, no bottled water to drink. And I said, well, do you have tap water? And they said, well, yeah, we have tap water, but we don't want to drink it. We don't think it's healthy for us. It's got impurities in it and all that stuff. And I said, well, that's pretty simple. I used to treat water. It was one of the jobs I had at work. I said, take your water, boil it, put it on the stove with a pot, boil it, boil the impurities out of it, let it cool off, and voila, you got your bottled water. Same thing as what you get in bottled water. I'm telling you what. They just, you know, same stuff. Most bottled water is not, you know, unless you buy that real distilled water. That's all that is. Still water is just water that's been distilled. It's through a series of heating processes. But for the time being, you can boil your water. I think it takes about 10 minutes, or they say about 10 minutes, and you boil all the impurities out of it, and then you let it cool, and then you transfer it to keep some of your bottled water containers, and then you get you a funnel and you pour it in there, and voila, you got bottled water, purified water. What people did, and that's what people do whenever they have hurricanes. They boil the water. They have boiled water things when the water gets bad and stuff. All right. Now, what we want to do is just go ahead and let's go ahead and come here and get the face back. Let's get the face kind of back in here. Let's go on this side and do the same thing. There's a lot of things you can do. People, I don't know, we're in an area down here where we're so used to hurricanes and stuff. We're used to price gouging. We're used to, I remember one time in Galveston, ice. Couldn't get a hold of ice. And they were price gouging it for like $10 a bag. No, it was more than that. It was like $20, $30 a bag. They're price gouging it. And that's what they do. Same thing happened during Imelda, where water was the same thing. They were running out of water, and these stores started price gouging it. And so now, as you see what we're doing, we're getting this face down, because it's going to be in the middle here. We may go back a little bit further with this. We want to get the face down in here. There we go. Because we're going to have a So we've been around this area, and like I said, when got to where you couldn't find any bottled water, and during the Imelda, you almost got like that. And food and stuff, well, I just boil my water. All right, now let's go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to actually come. This is all going to be coming over like this. This is going to be brought over. And they're buying up all the toilet. I don't understand the toilet paper situation. I mean, I don't understand that at all. Why toilet paper has become such a commodity. You know, I remember during Hurricane Rita, we had Hurricane Rita come down here. And Houston tried to panicked and tried to get it was like 3 million people out of Houston at one time. And the hurricane didn't even hit Houston. But they panicked. And when they did, they tried to get all these old people who are very old and for nursing homes and stuff, they tried to get them out to keep them from the hurricane. And in doing so, we had like 100 to 200 old people die on the roads and stuff like that, trying to get them out, trying to save their lives. They died on the road. There was one bus where had a bunch of old people with oxygen, and the oxygen tank blew up and killed a busload of older people and stuff. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take precautions, but this is what happens when you panic. And the hurricane didn't even hit Houston. Didn't even hit them. Those old people could have been saved and wouldn't have had the problem that they're having. So I'm just saying. And I know a lot of people go, "You're not right," and all that. That's fine. But I mean, we've dealt with this so much in our area with hurricanes. As you know, I lost my home in Harvey, and this, now this. We just can't seem to stay away from panic. And we should prepare, but not be panicking. But yet people now are really panicking. When people start running in aisles trying to get toilet paper and stuff, they're panicking. They're not being reasonable. All right, we go. We're slowly getting there. Yeah, I've been through hurricanes, and people, the key is just not to panic, because when you do, and listen, I know that people are scared right now, stuff, I understand that. Those of you who are Christians, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not on their own understanding, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct our paths. And yes, could I get the virus and die? Yes, I could. But I have to trust the Lord. I have to trust the Lord on that. I just do. But I could also get the flu, or have a heart attack, or anything like that. When God decides to bring us, he's going to bring us. All right, as we start getting the lady made up and getting her head and all that stuff at an angle, continuing, but I wish everybody safety. I do. Please, just don't panic. Panic is what kills people. Causes people to fight, hurt, do the things that cause their life to just use a little common sense. All right, see that? We're getting there. All right, we're just kind of Of course, my stock, I gotta admit something. My money in the stock markets, it's taking a dive. It is doing that. Of course, yeah, I know it'll probably come back, but it's still taking a pretty good little dive. I'm just trying to get this rounded off a little bit in here as we do it. My son, he works in the prison systems in Kentucky, and they're going crazy over there. Of course, I know it would be bad if they had an outbreak among the prisoners in there. So that's a big concern of them. And you also have to understand something too. I'm not an expert, folks, but let me tell you something. When these governors of these states find out that Mr. Trump is getting $8 billion for aid and federal aid, these governors want that money. They do. And they'll declare a state of emergency as quick as can be. They'll do it for that reason. Because they know they're going to get federal aid. And they're going to get lots of it. So, they do the same thing with hurricanes. Areas that haven't been hit by hurricanes very badly. There was a situation. There was a situation in Houston where after Harvey, people would go around and pick up. People thought they were just picking up their old furniture and stuff like that, and they were picking them up in pickup trucks. And they would bring that furniture back to their house, and they would call the people and tell them their house had been flooded also, and they'd have all that furniture out in front of their house. And they get money for it, and it wasn't even their furniture. So you have a lot of people that play the system. So, and my brother saw that because a guy asked him if he would help him do it. So that's something else. Okay, I'm just kind of going around taking the stuff off, but I want to get that face down on both sides. Okay, now we're getting it down. We kind of... Okay, well, I don't have my pencil yet. See how we're getting that face down? And we kind of bring that closer. Okay. Now this is the hand that's going to be coming out of the robe or the now what we want to do, we want to come down here and we want to, it's kind of a thing that on both sides of the hand that comes down here and then goes across like this. In other words, it's like a shawl she's going to have on. So we're going to take that shawl and we're going to cut so that she can have that shawl in there. Give it a little bit of detail. See that? And we're going to go all the way around. Comes up to where the hand is. We're going to cut back. And continue. Cut back and make that shawl right there. Then, after we do that, we'll come up like that. See the shawl? See that as it goes back? It's sort of a shawl type thing. And then we're going to come around here, and we're going to come down, and we're going to make a little just before we get to the bottom here, we're going to make a little let's see, about right there. Yeah, about right there. That'd be fine. See that? We're going to make a little thing that she has. That's a little skirt. Let me cut back there. Okay. And then you make this one, and you cut back there. You could give it a little bit of depth, what you're trying to do. Now when you come here, you want to be careful. You want to be careful. In fact, I would suggest that you do this. You just go ahead and cut, because you're right at the edge there. You don't break that. You can use a V-tool if you want to. I'm just using a knife. You can crack that real easy.